moving to something a little lighter.
Yeah.
Tell me about your label, Yours Truly.
Yeah, Yours Truly is the movement, man, and we represent, you know, a positive movement and a message to the world saying that, you know, be yourself and love yourself and be who you are, man, and anything is possible in this life. If you have a dream, go out there and chase it. It's a label. I mean, we're taking our time with it. Me, Anthro Beats, and everyone involved. You know, we're keeping our eye out for artists, singers, rappers, producers. But it's a movement, man. It's not only is it a movement, but we turned it and developed it into a clothing brand, which is you know, doing great right now, and you know, the fans and the followers and the listeners, you know, recognize Yours Truly as a culture, you know, a lifestyle.
Are there cats in Anaheim coming up underneath you that have talent?
Underneath, as in like under my wing, or just like
Just in general that you've noticed popping since you've gone on?
There's there's been nobody for like so long. There's been like nobody for so long. There's this one dude coming out of Huntington Beach. His name's Young Pinch, and he's pretty dope, man. He's representing you know, Orange County 714, and yeah, man, he's like, you know, out of all these years, he's like the only person that's actually, you know, sounds good, has dope music, and is actually a dope person, you know, just inside, you know.
So you're doing it for Anaheim, really?
Yeah, 100%. The whole 714, Orange County is where I'm from. Santa Ana to all the cities in between.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely the whole Orange County 714.
So I got to ask you about this one line. I think it's off of Angels with Broken Wings, but you're talking about Cole and Logic.
Yeah.
Do you get asked about this line a bunch?
Not too often.
Not
too
really?
often.
All right, so the line, I think, tell me if I'm wrong, but it's only cats I fuck with is Cole, Hopsin, and Logic.
Yeah.
All right, so I got a couple questions about that.
Yes, sir.
So how long ago did you write that?
I wrote it in 2015.
All right, so how well has that aged?
Pretty well. I mean, Logic and Cole, especially, are two artists that I feel like I can relate to so much, even just on the outside, you know, being mixed. You know, I feel like if there was a realm that I would consider myself in and coming up under is definitely Logic, Cole, the Logics and Coles of the world, which is, you know, very, very few of them. Kendrick as well, you know. They're people who I look up to and get inspired by, and people who I feel like are really matter in this world and are gonna last until, you know, for eternity, you know, even after they're no longer with us in this world, and after 100, 200 years pass, they're gonna be, you know, stapled not only in music but in life, just as good human beings. So I definitely look up to them, man.
So it wasn't totally like, it wasn't literal. Those are just three guys that mean a lot to you personally.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, come on, you know, like,
no, I mean,
yeah. I mean, there's Pac, there's like everybody, but at that time, like when I was writing that album, those were the people who like inspired, even not only even just like that album, but that song and you know, at that moment in time, like that very day, you know, that's what was going on in my life. But yeah, man, like Pac, DJ Quick, like, you know, there's so many great artists, even coming up right now, there's so many young artists that inspire me and motivate me, yeah.
So talking about J.Cole and Logic and you being mixed.
Yeah.
Now it's always, not always sure how to approach it, because like obviously, first and foremost, you're a rapper, you're an artist.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to, it's not like biracial artist Phora, it's like rapper Phora, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But at the same time, do you think rappers that are mixed, like Logic and Cole, have like a unique position in hip hop?
I feel like they do. I feel like they are challenged. I feel like they're challenged by a lot of different people I feel like they're questioned. I feel like people like them, people like us, you know, because I consider myself like in the same realm, and you know, I know like the feeling of being challenged and questioned. I feel like people like us, you know, we got a lot to prove, you know, and not so much to prove, but a lot to say as well, you know, because I feel like we're it's hard, it's a little more difficult for us to like, you know, fit in like fit in, but not necessarily fit in, but kind of like, you know, stand out and find where we're supposed to be at in this life. But I feel like it's important though. I feel like the Logics and Coles of this world are extremely important.
Yeah, I feel like people have a hard time, or people just have issues with classifying
Yeah.
things, right? So if it's
Yeah.
you're a white rapper, just white,
Yeah.
fucking straight up Caucasian, it's easy to put that person in a whole box of other
Yeah.
white rappers, and same on the other side too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, the whole classifying thing is I mean, it's just how people work, I guess. You know, it's just what people do. You know, they put people in categories and they put people in boxes. For what reason? I mean, there's a million reasons. I don't know, but I feel like, you know, no matter what, you know, no matter where you're from, because that's another classification, where you're from. No matter what you look like, you know, even gender. These, you know, the ladies, the females, they don't get enough credit and respect, you know, as they should. You know, no matter what, you know, any of that, I feel like, just with me personally, like, as long as you got love and respect in your heart, like, I fucks with you. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's how it should be, you know, instead of all the classifications and the categorizing and putting in a box. But you know, the world's gonna move the way the world moves, and you know, you can only be how you want to be.
So outside of Cole, Hopsin, Logic, do you see yourself as a part of a particular generation of artists?
Oh yeah, yeah. I feel like I mean, there's waves. You know what I mean? I feel like there's waves, and you know, I feel like, especially like this new generation, like this right now, this young generation. You know, Cole's already up there, Logic's already up there. They're already like, you know, they're like, you know, who we're looking up to, you know, and we're the young generation like coming up that's still not even at that level yet. People don't even know who we are. People haven't discovered us, and you know, sometimes we haven't even discovered us. I don't even think I've like fully discovered in myself or and know who I am. You know, I'm still learning every single day. But I do feel like I'm part of a next wave, especially when it comes to like music with substance and music with like a message. Like, as rare as it is, I feel like it's gonna be like a wave and a you know, like a trend very, very soon, man. People are just gonna get tired of like a lot of the shit that's going on, and you know, I feel like music with substance and music with a message is very important, and it matters so much, you know, in this lifetime, in this world, and especially in this generation we're in right now.
Yeah, so that was actually my next question. Do you think that that is a reaction to like the amount of music that we hear that doesn't have a ton of substance, or that is less about the lyrics and the message?
Reaction as in
you're saying you're part of a group of cats that's gonna really try to
Yeah.
bring the message back into music.
I feel like it's less of, you know, reacting to what's going on right now, and more so just, you know, standing, you know, speaking for myself, me just standing for what I believe in, what I've always believed in. I mean, we can go back, you know, all the way back to 2012, 2011. I've always, you know, been talking about the same thing. It's more just me, and I feel like the people doing it kind of just standing up for what they believe in, and a lot of them have a story behind them, and they have a struggle, and they went through like real life things and real situations that you know, that could have broke them, or could have, you know, ruin them. But I feel like in this lifetime you have two choices. You have the choice to let the negatives break you and tear you apart, or you have the choice to let the negatives make you a better person and make you a stronger person. And I feel like all the people putting out music, putting their soul into their music in this day and age, are definitely people who went through something and chose to be, a stronger person.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess my question, the question I was trying to ask was, do you think lyrics and emphasis on lyrics will really come back?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I mean, it depends on what you mean by that. It's all up for interpretation. I mean, for me personally, like I'm on tour right now, and I have shows where people 2,000 kids come out. Majority of the shows I do in California is 1,500 to 2,000 kids. I don't know if that's like a comeback, but I feel like those people listening to that music, I mean, they're listening. You know what I mean? It's not too often when you see that many people coming out to a show where it's just like real music with substance. But as in making a comeback to like mainstream and that only being on the radio, I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know. It's like a weird world. I haven't figured that world out yet. It's such a weird world, like the industry and everything going on right now. I can only speak for myself.
So my last question is, what do you got coming next?
So I'm working. I've been working like crazy. Me and Anthro Beats have been working crazy, and we actually have this new album, Yours Truly Forever, coming out August 18th. And I've been independent, dropping projects for 5-6 years, and this is my first major project, and I really like put my story into it and everything I've been through. And I know like so many people out there can relate, whether it's a new listener, old listener, someone who's never heard of me, someone who doesn't even listen to like rap, hip hop, anything like that. I feel like this album, Yours Truly Forever, is for the world, man, and I'm excited for it. My first major album. I couldn't be more excited. I feel like Warner is the right label, and they're the right people to go with this project, and I'm super excited, man.